Hello there. We're doing world building today. Or I am, at least. I need the higher mental cognition for, well, later. So that's about it, actually. Let's get to work. Perfect timing with the music. Oh, love it. And here we are. Right. Last time, we figured out that we actually want the combination wording again. Or still. I don't know quite what it'll be for everyone, but maybe I'll go away from the whole two-word concept or two-syllable concept for every word. We'll figure it out. These are only the sounds that each of them make. Alright. We'll make some changes to this, and then we'll go on to the other one. Or to the next one. Because there was some things here. Who was first to move? Yeah. All visual creation. Anything beyond it, none of it moved himself. Nor. It has to be shape. Yeah, it has to be shape. Like she did, and Dark Tone, she did not make him. She could not undo what she have created. It's important. Proofreading is important when you do shit like this. She asked him what he was doing and he answered. We had never seen Sanju. There were only the remains. And just as before, nothing else did. Nothing else moved where he did. Moved where he did. That's a motif in all of this. It's movement. We'll have another motif in the part 2. Still need to figure out what that's gonna be, but it's slow process. Slow process. Calm. As humans were needs an it needs to be cause, as in because. Whatever. Because he better than anyone else knew that nothing could move where he did. So moved. Yep. And yet there she was, creating and experiencing, present and moving, just like him. Sprang. Sprang. From. I know. It's the same word twice. Just fucking deal with it. one meant the death of another, the joy of one meant the sadness of another, and so a new harmony had been made and it moved. There. Okay. There's also the first like pre-part, like the descriptor word of the all. Yeah. So we need to find the next descriptor word. Okay. We need to find the next descriptor word that we'll use in part 2. We could also just begin writing like we did last time, but there is the very, very good chance. There is a very good chance. What the fuck happened to my hair? That we won't have a good structure at that point. Learned? Actually, learned is a good one. Yeah, that also plays into the almost human-like nature of of like um, of life and joy, death and sadness, love and strength. Like, if you learn, you might hesitate because you've learned something bad, and if you have learned something that makes you joyous, you might love, and that knowledge, no, and learning gives you, like, you can learn about your body and about strength and whatnot, and you can learn as in knowledge. I like that. I like that. Uh, mm, learned. Right? Yeah. God. Why now? I've just started. Come on. One moment. about that. Okay. What then? What now? I guess we just begin. Like, save this. Open a new one. Just a new empty one. We'll have that one as reference. So, conlang creation story part 2. Creation story part 2. Save. Right. Okay. Okay. So we just ended on they moved. Yeah. Yeah. And they moved. That's actually quite important. Because else the next sentence doesn't make sense. And they and they learned. Also, this is English, not Danish. That's not the language we want to work in. That's not it at all. And they learned. Okay. About the world and their place within it. Of their and eventual destruction. Oh my god. Yeah. Of their creation and eventual destruction. Their roles in this world till that day comes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Life was life was in charge of found herself herself spell in every corner of the moving. And when a new being needed to move, she would give it the will and power to do so. I might need to change that description later, but that depends on the keywords I'm gonna assign to the remainder. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Oh. Did I get a text? No? Okay. The will and power to do so. And in this, she was joy. Wondered. That's not how you spell it. Whatever. Is it? Wondered. English is weird. Amongst. She wandered amongst the moving and saw their joy. was different. Where life, I'll put an underline under in a moment. Where life moved amongst the moving. Death moved amongst the moved amongst the true or soon to be unmoving. Moved amongst the true or soon to be unmoving. With every step being moved closer to death. And in this he was sadness. So with but he did not want this sadness for others. Not even for the unmoving. No. No, 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 because then you... My idea right now, or a moment ago at least, was that I would have death simply like run as far away as possible. But he's also sadness. There has to be there. I think actually it makes more sense to describe death first and then say death is a force. It doesn't want to do any evil. It doesn't want to cause problems. He does what he needs to do to keep up the balance. Yeah, to uphold the balance between life and death, death does what he needs to do. Not because he's joyous about it, but because he wants. See, the thing is, I don't want to go into like famine and disease and whatnot. Like, I don't want those to be factors. I could make them implicit factors. Huh. Huh. That's good. That's good. Okay. Little explanation for this. In this world, the sound ha, as in a clear exhale, is actually more without an A sound on it, but whatever. That sound is has like one singular connotation. And it's like it connotates to true, actual, all-encompassing loneliness or like rejection of the self, or in other ways, really. The point is that all the ha words, I'm gonna call them ha, even though there's no A on it, whatever. Like that entire sound doesn't exist in this language. Or at least doesn't exist until a big bad evil comes in at the end. Amongst that, and I haven't thought about this till now, you could add descriptors for like for example, if you take the sins, you could have those descriptor words fall in under the H words. You could do that. You could absolutely totally do that. And I think I wanna. Because that makes sense. Like, if you want to group all the evils into one category, why not group them under the category that spells evil in itself? The idea for the H words, and let me just explain this, because I think it's really interesting when I follow it up. Then again, everything's interesting when you figure it up yourself. Basically, you have a kingdom who comes out of this eventual creation story when I'm done with it. And of course, this society has rules and norms and whatnot. That's like logic, really. So the thing. Oh, so when you break those laws and you need to get punished, there is different severities of punishment, but the most severe punishment is exile. And it is done in a ceremony where all of the people, well, as many of the people as can fit in one giant auditorium or whatever, sit together, the judgment is passed, and everyone exhales in unison to the, like, on the sound, right? And that signifies, that single exhale signifies, we don't want anything to do with you. No one here wants anything to do with you. You are gonna have to do everything yourself, like live out your life in exile, alone, forever, singular, whatever. Now, in this culture's eyes, they would of course be thrown out of the city. And they'd be forced to live on their own. But, and this is gonna come in later, there are things and living beings outside of that world which they don't know about. They've been living in like a little bubble or something. I just thought of a way to combine more. Whatever. But anyway, going back. You can put words like famine in here and not rot and decay. That's I would definitely put famine in here. Famine. That's not how you spell famine. 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 Absolute cabbage. Absolute cabbage, dude. The fuck. But like, yeah, you could put words like famine in here. You could put lies in here, actually. Like, you could put many of the sins in here. You couldn't put all of the sins, I don't think. Amongst them would actually be curiosity. Is that how you spell it? It is. Nice. And like, why would you have curiosity there? Why is that a bad thing? Well, first of all, curiosity is the thing that drives creation to create death. It eventually also drives destruction to guide creation into creating life. So, thanks to curiosity, you have both, which is why curiosity will be the only sin to have a proper name outside of the sound. I intend to actually give him a name that's similar to curiosity, like in this world with this language. I don't know how I'll do that just yet. But I mean, I have like Kyo, R-E, Kyori, Kyori. And from there you can have like curiosity. So that's that. So yeah, you can put words like that in there. The problem I ran in with writing this is if I continued along the path that I'd be doing now, and death has to flee, and life starts going rampant, you'd have diseases like famine and, well, you'd have diseases without death. Which in some sense is bad, like in all senses it's bad. The hell's that for some reflection? Never mind, the sun's just acting weird. The sun is acting. Nah, it's the sun and the reflection of my window and like I like the facade of the building that's acting weird and creating weird lighting. Oh, my throat is so raspy. I don't like it. I do not like it at all. Okay. But basically, I don't want famine to be a thing. And I want them to be created in an ordered fashion. I could put growth before. Now I have to change the learned. So what I'm thinking now is I could put growth in here. I'm like, decay? That's just... It's just not... No. No. No, that's not a good idea. Yeah. I'll have to move these around. So I have to describe death first. Take all of these, yellow highlight. Okay. Death found himself. So, like, I basically start death like I would have started life, which is a bit weird, but himself amongst the unmoving or least the soon to be so. Death found himself amongst the unmoving, or at least the soon to be so. piss. Actually, you could have growth side by side with something like pain. Because, like, you can get injured without dying, but you're still sad from getting pain. And well, most people are joyous when things grow. So I think we want to put those in between that. And we just need a new descriptor word. And then this would be part 3? Question mark? That's the creative process. And then it wouldn't be creation and destruction. It'd be like growth and... No. No, because... See, like, this would still be 2, because... Life and death would just create growth and pain instead. Because what death can do with pain is that death can say to himself, I don't want you to die. I don't want you to be in this state. I don't want you to have to deal with the sadness. So I'm gonna give you pain. I'm gonna show you the things that hurt. And I'm gonna tell you in my words, no, I'm gonna make you see. I'm gonna make you see how you can avoid that pain. And thereby how you can avoid dying. And in the meantime, what would joy do? Like, in stark contrast to part 1, where it's like the two speak to each other to create new things, this is more of a death creates one thing, life creates another thing, and then the two meet. The two things meet, and yeah, I like that better. I like that much better. Then that would go there, that would go there. Delete that, take this and move it there. So we say growth slash something else, I haven't figured it out. And pain slash something else I haven't figured out yet. And bearing in mind, everything I'm creating right now will be translated into a foreign language which I don't actually know about yet. or which I have no concept of at the moment. Just remove these around. Why? Because I want law to be the individual. Because then I can say, like, curio. Um, I can't. Then I can have like the individual. But then I have Ray up there. I don't want Gyusu. Don't want that. I'll have to figure out how I manipulate around with the different sounds later. What the fuck? The fuck you do? Q Rio. Don't need that. Also, why do you have that link on you still? Curio. Curio. Yeah. Curio. Yeah. As in curiosity. Neither. 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 Okay. And they saw then. And they saw. And they. I guess it's. Yeah. Saw. The world and their place within it. Their creation, their movers. Bah. A bit hand wavy, whatever. And their role in this world. Yeah. 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 Okay. So the word here is saw. As in I have seen. Basically. I like that too. Because then he saw. We have the moving, which are all the beings that are quote unquote alive. Um, the beings who move are capable of seeing. The beings who see are capable of learning. The beings who learn. I'll have to get to that. I'll have to get to that. But yeah. But yeah, absolutely. And then with growth, you gain strength and knowledge. And with pain, you gain strength and knowledge. But you can also grow to love someone and grow to be hesitant. Pain into love is a bit more meh, but pain can definitely make you hesitate. You just need the second link. I also need the second word for like creation and destruction. And why do things need two words? Well, that's just how I thought of this world, or at least the language. Originally, I had imagined a language in which every single word had two meanings. So you would only learn the meaning of the sentence once you've heard the whole sentence. I realized you could change the meaning of the different words depending on their placement within the sentence. And there was actually something I forgot. The difference between a state and a feeling. No, the difference between a concept and a state. Concept, state. Concept, sept, state. What does he mean by that? What? Basically, and I just remembered this again after having forgot it. Basically, I have my words split up, like the two descriptor words. I mean, at that point, the strength would be a concept and the state would be love. And again, the concept would be knowledge and the state would be hesitation. But basically, I keep getting fucking sidetracked. I sidetracked myself way too quickly. Okay, but basically, the way you would tell the two words apart within the sentence is where in the sentence the word is placed. The difference between it would be that in one place it describes a concept, and in the other state it would describe a state. For example, the state of joy. You are joyous or you are sad. You love or you hesitate. Hesitate. And the translation would get wonky, but the truth of it, like the truth of the matter, and what I wanted to get through in the language itself once I eventually get around to forming that. No, I don't know where I'm going with that. So, I'm gonna have song at some point. It's gonna be good. Seeing is what? What? Yeah, I think. And learning. Singing. Yeah. I don't know where that would fall, and I need 4 more descriptors. I have movement, seeing, learning, as in they moved, they saw, they learned. I have that. I even got like the idea of the H words, or the words with band meaning. And curiosity being the only one to have a proper name before being called bad. So it's essentially the only bad word to have two meanings. It is the only concept to have 2 words. Ooh, brother. Yeah. Okay. The only concept to have 2 words. Or meaning, or whatever. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. What the hell is that? I don't know what that was. That was something on the screen. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They saw the world and their place within it. They're movers. Creation. And destruction. And their roles in this world. Death found himself amongst the unmoving, or at least assumed to be so. I could just start with life and then expand on her whole growing thing. I could do that. He was sadness. Jesus Christ. He saw something, 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 and she saw something, something, something. She even had like saw in there. It was even there. Like, I already have it. It was like right there. It's the moving. It's all that joy. But something. Okay. So the descriptor word here in the part 2 is saw. Life saw that the beings that came, or the beings that started moving, and the new life that was born, while moving, were not free. Yeah. Like, had they been stifled? Like, had they been stifled from birth? They were not like the beings creation made. And life did not know why. Yeah. But there was not joy forever. Cause while new beings were born and started moving, life saw that they were not what creation had made them to be. It's basically the concept of a foal or a baby. They come into the world now, right? They just don't grow. And that's a problem because I'm just gonna saw that they were not what creation had made them to be. Is there even seeing in the other one? Moved amongst such wonders, only there remains. Just as before, nothing else moved where he did. I need to remove every accidental notion of seeing. Learning too. Damn. But B. Same again, getting all things. Can't go from mountain again, withering. Flesh turned gray, blah, blah, blah. Now creation was interested. She came in the mountains, let them crumble. Crumble to dust and sand. The lakes and saw them evaporate. The trees and all the wildlife and the achievements and she tried to create something could not destroy. As humid were as he better than he knew, nothing could move where he did. And then just like him, she felt and she knew. Knew is not. The voice started resonating in her mind. And a voice started resonating in his mind. You create a pattern, gotta stick to it. Gotta stick to it. That's what she did. A fire burning and then gone. A fire burning wood and then both gone. A flea eating rotten flesh and then the rot gone. And yet the flea remained and spread. Did not want that and made illness at the fleas, then gone but the illness remained. She could not stop it for ingraded was the wild and follows through devouring. For it had given birth to death, and it could not be stopped. That and he knew, and almost started nursing one. The flash, the trees here, and the soil, the mountains, and life brought about creation. And so I knew how it had been made, and they moved. Okay. So there are no accidental mentionings of seeing now, which is good. Life saw. Saw that they were not what creation had made them to be. She wondered why. Why? Why did the things that came from her not look like the things that came from creation? Life wondered why. Yeah, it's a question mark. Did the things that came from her not look like the things that came from creation? I think we just switch to Death's point of view at that. At that instance, just to like get a break in, just to like split up the storytelling, I think. Moved instead amongst the true or soon to be unmoving, and at each step another being moved close to the death, and in this he was sadness. Whereas life moved amongst the moving, death moved instead amongst the true or soon to be unmoving. Move closer to death. All the double meanings we're playing with here, I fucking love it. Like it's weird when you read it and when you like think a little extra about it, but it's I find it interesting, the double meanings and the play on words and cause while new beings were born and started moving, life saw they would not what creation had made them to be. Life wondered why. Why did the things that came from her, things that... God fucking damn it, I am sorry. I am sorry. RIP headphone users. Absolute RIP. I knocked over my mic. Sorry. There's even a person here now. And in this human sadness. But he saw a way no, and he tried to lessen the sadness by being tried to lessen the sadness by being quick. Like giving someone a quick death. I tried to lessen the sadness by being quick. just as the life of one means the death of another, so too does the joy of one mean the sadness of another. Death new. But he did not like it. Meant so too did the joy of one mean. Yeah. But just as the life of one meant the death of another, so too did the joy of one mean the sadness of another, and death knew, but he did not like it. Death wondered why. Why did they did the moving have to fall in sadness just so others could live in joy? In sadness, just so others could live in joy. some have to die in sadness, just so others could live in joy. So, life and death met as they so did. To talk. To share what they had seen and what they thought. About it. And so life and death met, as they so often did, to share what they had seen and what they thought about it. So we have like the initial startup, as we did earlier. Then we have life's point of view and death's point of view. And now they meet. This is where they start talking about the different ideas they have and the different ways such ideas could be realized. This is also where I expect that the story, or that the this is also where I expect life to come up with the idea of growth and death to come up with the idea of pain, such that the beings that the beings that come from life look like the beings that come from creation, or will at least become them, like a cup growing up and whatnot. And death will create pain such that animals and things like it will learn to stay away from death. Basically, death is allowing himself to be lonely. But in them meeting up, I'm also gonna cement that life is a part of death and death is a part of life, and they want each other, or they are together. Yeah. And then from growth and pain comes strength, love, knowledge, whatever. Then comes the next step, which I haven't quite figured out. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I don't know if I can rattle my brain for anymore. Could try and write the rest. I think this is fine. Yeah, this is good. I think I'm gonna call it here. And then also, well, I shuffled around some things. I put 2 new descriptor words on. I wrote at least the beginning of the second part story, and I came up with the idea of the bad words, quote unquote bad words at least, with famine being one of them. Disease should probably be the other one, actually. Or illness, at least. Yeah. Nice. Disease. Decide. De-ice. Disease. Disease. Yay. Disease. Thank you. He made this disease to stop the fleas. So, disease, famine. We can find other words like that. Yep. I like that. Also, hello. Sorry, I'm actually about to close down. Yeah. Basically, I'm doing some world building. Have a constructed language. You think Lord of the Rings. You think Game of Thrones. The made up fictional languages. I made the foundations for such a thing, and now I'm creating the creation story for the world that language belongs to, and then from that I'm gonna shape the specifics of the language itself, and then I'm gonna create the remainder world, the remainder story, and all of the things around that. That's basically the idea. But I am thinking about calling it for now. Sorry you were to join at this time, but meh. It is as it is. So yeah. You were not the one I wanted. Well, in any case, sorry. But hope I see you again. Hope I see everyone that comes here again. Just anyone, really. It's good to have people to talk to, I think. In any event, thank you, at least for stepping by. and hopefully see you again. Bye-bye.